Filming.
Hello, and today we're going to make jerk chicken with rice and peas, corn on the cob. Very simple, but there's a bit of preparation involved. You need to get yourself one of these little mini food processors. You want some root ginger, about a big thumb size, 3 cloves of garlic, half a Scotch bonnet, some scallions, as they call them in America, or spring onions. Just chop up 2 or 3 of those, pop them in there. That'll work. Put 3 in, pop them in. We need the juice of 2 oranges. So we're going to squeeze that in there like that. Careful not to get it everywhere. So in here you've got ginger, spring onions, half a Scotch bonnet, a bit of thyme, 3 cloves of garlic, juice of an orange, or freshly squeezed orange juice to do if you haven't got it, not concentrate, got to be the proper one. We'll get all that in there, like that. Give it a full. We've got another one here. I'll finish squeezing this. Yeah.
Do I still with you?
Right, I've squeezed that. You want a teaspoon of ground allspice. And there like that. It's got a lovely Caribbean-y smell to it. You want a sachet of jerk seasoning. Now I've got this one in Jamaica, it's a Maggi one. It's really good. However, there's all sorts of different ones you can get. Walker's Wood. I try and steer clear of the Tesco's sort of, or the Asda, the local supermarket homemade ones, because they're not very good. But if you look online, you can get some really good ones. I've got Dunn's River here, jerk seasoning. I've never used this before. It's like a homemade rub that you're supposed to rub into the chicken, but I've never used it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a teaspoon or 2 into the processor, like that. Then we're going to find the lid for the thing. Found it. So we're going to put all that in there. Now this isn't the best blender, this one. It's a cheap one from a supermarket, so the blade's not particularly sharp, so you need to give it, nothing really fits particularly well on it either. Right.
The plugs.
Right, off again. Good old blender. Keep going.
Did you video me? Hmm?
Once you've blended all that up, it's still a bit coarse, but that's because of it's not the best blender. Next thing we're going to do, with jerk chicken, you want a little bit of meat on the bone, you want a little bit of breast, you want a little bit of everything. So the best way, and the cheapest way really to do it, is to get a whole chicken and just cut it in sort of 4 or 5 pieces. So for that, you need a sharp knife. Go down this way first, turn her over, stick it into the chest plate, whatever you call it, there. Bish bash bosh, done. That's one big nice bit there. You can cut that up again if you want, so you've got a drumstick and a thigh, depends how you want to do it. Try again. Right, we've done the chicken, as you can see. Probably best to get your butcher to do it. It's not easy and it can be a bit dangerous unless you've got a sharp knife. We've got some big bits there. So what I'm going to do is get one of these trays. You can get them from the pound shop or the supermarket. It's so much easier, especially the way in England you don't always get the barbecue weather. So it's a good idea to start the chicken off in the oven, which is what we're going to do. And then we're going to whack it on the barbecue because it's quite hard to cook on the barbecue as well. So this sounds daft, but you need to wash the chicken in some lime juice. So you squeeze a couple of limes onto it, like that. And then just coat the chicken round in that. Then you need some more dry jerk rub. which is just a mixture of all different spices. I mean, you've got margarine in here, all sorts of different things. Again, I'm using the Maggi one. It's really good. So we're going to put that on the chicken. Right, just give that dry rubber a rub around the chicken. Good old rub around. I'm only going to use the one sachet on the rub today. Sometimes I put a couple on, but they were complaining last time that it was a little bit hot. So to combat that, what I've done is in this blender, rather than putting a whole Scotch bonnet, I put in a half one, and I've de-seeded it as well. So all this stuff here then goes in that tray, and you just mix it all around, coat all the chicken and all the cavities, get it all mixed up. In an ideal world, you'd like to leave this marinating in the fridge overnight. Today we're not going to bother, and I've never really bothered in honesty, but I should imagine you can only do it good. So give it a good old mix up. Beautiful, look at this. Even the dog's entertained, look. So that's it. Now on top of all that, what you want to do is, because when you've got your jerk chicken, you want it to caramelise slightly. Not caramelise, but you want the sauce to go a little bit sticky. So a little teaspoon of honey in that blender would have been good. I forgot to do it. Or just a teaspoon of sugar on top will be fine. A little sprinkle of salt. Put a little bit of sugar on. Whack it in the oven for about 180 for 35-40 minutes, and then we're going to take it out because we're going to barbecue it. See you in a bit. Right, now the chicken's in the oven. Next thing we're going to make is the rice and peas, or rice and beans basically. So what it basically is rice cooked in coconut milk with some sort of peas, normally kidney beans, and I'm going to show you how to make it. It's dead easy, but rice is generally quite hard. The easiest way to do this is to get yourself a rice maker. I've got one, I haven't got it to hand, it's brilliant. Put all the stuff in, put the lid on, it comes out perfect every time. So put some rice in. I like to use long grain with a bit of rice. Give it a quick wash to get the starch out, because it can be quite starchy. So just a little bit of warm water. You'll see the water go cloudy. Don't have to go too mad, just to get the initial amount of starch out. You can see it draining away there. Have a little go. That's it. You want to put a little bit of water in there, cold water, once you've rinsed it out. So a bit of cold water. Up to about there, just covering the rice by an inch. Now, you put in half a Scotch bonnet. They're quite small ones, they're normally a bit bigger than that. Some fresh thyme. Sprig of thyme. A couple of spring onions. This is just all for taste, it all comes out at the end. A couple of spring onions. And garlic clove. Any garlic cloves in there? I'll put one in. Let's imagine we've put one in. You want some coconut milk. Give it a good shake because the cream settles to the bottom. So I'll open this up. Depends how creamy you want it. Put it all in, I suppose. It's quite a big pan. Quite a lot of rice. So essentially you put water in there as well, otherwise it just won't cook. It'll be like rice pudding. Green beans, kidney beans even. Drain all the stuff. They come in water, but again they're quite starchy. Give that a squeeze like that. Oh dear. pull them out so you get. And that is basically it. You give it a stir. The Scotch bonnet's really important. It doesn't make the rice hot, but it does give it a real flavour, so that's really, really important. A little twist of salt if you want. I never cook rice without a bit of salt. What I do is I bring it to the, not boil, but so it's steaming basically, and then whack a lid on it and turn it down low. Quite hard with a, as I say, it's so much easier on a rice cooker, so I can't recommend one of them enough. Which is fine. Some cooking away. So as I say, bring it to a boil so there's steam coming off it, and then literally turn it down and cover it so it carries. You want it to carry on cooking, carry on steaming. You do not want to burn it. There's the garlic clove. Smash, give it a smash like that. You don't need the skin on it. Pop that in. And that's it. I'll come back to the rice in a sec when it starts to boil and show you where we go from there. Right, the rice is now simmering. Bring my just starting to simmer. When no one was looking, I actually popped another Scotch bonnet in because it's only for the flavour. It won't be hot, don't panic. So now that's simmering away, just how we want it. We're going to pop a lid on it, turn it down, and that's just going to simmer away. But you still want it to bubble. If it stops bubbling, it's not cooking, it's just going to stew. So just come back every 5 or 6 minutes, have a quick look, but that will just reduce down now. Perfect. Okay, right, the rice has been cooking, if you come and have a look. See, it's just reducing down, but it's still a little bit of water in there, so that's cooking down lovely. Don't worry about the sprig onions and the thyme and bits and bobs, we take those out at the end. So that's nice. So another 10 minutes and that rice will be done, I think. There's the chicken, so stand back, it's a bit hot. Right. Now ideally, if it's winter or whatever, you can carry on cooking this in the oven and it's fine. All I'd say is you have to turn it probably 4 times, so it cooks on one side, crispens, turns it over. I mean, that's not even crisping yet, but okay. So this is going to go back in the oven. For crispiness, we can get that off the barbie. But I say, if you are cooking it in the oven, the whole thing, it probably takes about an hour and 10 minutes from start to finish. And you want the oven on quite hot. Don't be scared to baste it with a little bit of sauce, keep turning it over. You can see that this is all the stuff that we want it beautiful. Keep giving it a little turn. We're going to put that back in the oven for probably another 20 minutes and then it's ready to go on the barbie. Okay, right, the rice is done. As you can see, we've picked out, this is the stuff you need to pick out, all the stuff we put in, and that's what you are left with. I mean, what people say is you should mush up all the peas, beans, peas, whatever you want to call them, but that's fine. So that's basically done. Leave it with a lid half on, off even. Chicken's come out the oven, and that's how it's looking. So now we're going to get the chicken from here out onto the barbecue. So follow me. Okay, we've got a barbie here. I mean, ideally you'd like a bigger one. What can you do? On they go. What is nice, I mean, you're using charcoal, it's sometimes nice to get some sort of woods to give it a smoky flavour. So I know they do these Jack Daniels soaked barrels and stuff like that you can buy online, but it does make a difference. I haven't used any today, but I've got some vine leaves here from the garden that we're using just to give it a little bit of a smoky flavour. Now you've got a lot of juice here left over. Now I'm going to show you what we're going to do with this. If you come back indoors,
Okay.
we're literally going to whack that on the hob, switch it on low, and you'll see it, only on low, you'll see it starting to boil. This will reduce down and it'll leave us with a liquor. And this is what we want to then coat over the chicken at the end when it's on the barbecue. So we'll just let that reduce down. Keep an eye on it, probably take about 10-15 minutes to reduce. We'll come back to that in a bit. Right, as you can see, we've reduced down this. It's still not reduced quite enough yet. But what we want to do is we want to take some of it and just drop it on our chicken that's cooking outside on the barbie.
Hold on. There you go.
So here's our chicken. It's been cooking. We've turned it a couple of times, and we're just going to give each little bit of, oh, that goodness, look at that.
Yeah.
Just to help it along. Oh. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pop this back on the hob to reduce even further. Okay, this is reduced down lovely now, as you can see. And ideally, this probably wants about another 3 or 4 minutes. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the chicken off the barbecue and pop it back in here. So I'll show you in a sec. Okay, we've reduced the sauce. We're going to get the chicken now off the barbecue and pop it in this lovely sauce. Oh, beautiful, look at that. Oh, dearie me, look at this. Oh.
Looks nice.
It does look good, Ollie, doesn't it? Luckily, someone's just arrived and she loves hot food.
To be famous,
She's going to be our
that's why
chief
we're
tester.
doing it.
Oh, blimey. We'll pop that on there. Leave it for 5-10 minutes, all to soak through. We'll turn it over a couple of times and she's done. And here we go, all done. Rice, corn on the cob, coleslaw, chicken. Beautiful. What's it like, Han?
Really good.
Have you tried the chicken yet, mate?
No.